In today's video, we've got an update on a big PlayStation 4 exclusive that was set to be released in 2018, but now it has been delayed until 2019. A free-to-download open beta is available right now on the PlayStation Store, and you'll be able to try out the Dark Souls Remastered during a network test later on. We'll cover that in a little bit. First, let's talk about the major PlayStation 4 exclusive that has been delayed. Days Gone, Sony Ben's latest title. A highly anticipated PlayStation 4 exclusive that was originally set to be released in 2018 has now been delayed until 2019. PlayStation's website has now listed the game for a 2019 release, and they put out a statement saying, quote, Days Gone will now be releasing in 2019 and we will keep you updated on the launch date. No specific details or reasons why Days Gone has been delayed were given, but I actually think this is a pretty smart move. If this game was scheduled to release in the fall, it was just gonna get devoured by all of the other games releasing around that time, especially considering Days Gone is a brand new IP, and while Sony Bend is an extremely talented studio, they're not a studio at the level of, say, a Guerrilla Games or a Naughty Dog, that their pedigree is just gonna carry their game alone. Sony Bend is not quite at that level, so you'd want to release Days Gone at a window where it's gonna suit it the best, and if it was gonna release in, say, October, that would be the same month as Call of Duty Black Ops 4 as well as Red Dead Redemption 2, and that's only what has been announced so far. So if that's the reason for this move, I can definitely understand that. Maybe there were some issues with development and whatnot, but I think Days Gone fits much better as a spring 2019 title. We already have God of War releasing soon, we have Detroit Become Human, we have Spider-Man that's been confirmed for 2018. Let's just hope none of those games get delayed. With God of War and Detroit Become Human, their releases are so close that I highly doubt those will be delayed, and with Spider-Man, Insomniac does seem adamant that that will be a 2018 title, coupled with all of the other multi-platform games and lower key exclusives like your Yakuza 6s. Days Gone can miss 2018 and the PlayStation 4 will move on just fine. Next up, we've talked about this in a couple of other videos, but the free-to-play MMO RPG Tera is available to download right now on the PlayStation 4. They are running an open beta for the game, so if you want to try out this MMO RPG, and I would highly recommend you to try it out because it is a little bit different than your typical MMO in that it has a higher emphasis on its action-based combat, whereas with a lot of other MMOs, even Final Fantasy XIV, which is a great game, it is a little bit slower paced. Tera is very fast-paced when it comes to the combat. Visually, it looks great, and it is a little bit of an older title, but now it is finally making an appearance on the PlayStation 4, and the PlayStation 4 is really amassing a quality library of free-to-play titles with games like Fortnite, games like Warframe, and now Tera is having an open beta prior to its official launch. It's a great time to try out these free-to-play games because some of them are very good. Again, the open beta is available to download right now. The download is quite hefty at 45 gigabytes, so this might be one that you'll have to download overnight. Gonna take a little bit if you're on a slower connection, but still would highly recommend you to try that out. It is a pretty solid MMO. A lot of you guys may have already played it on PC, but now you can play it on the comfort of your console. And finally, Dark Souls Remastered is a highly anticipated title of 2018. Yes, it's just a remastered, but the very first Dark Souls game is a highly beloved title, and now it's coming to the PlayStation 4 on May 25th. And with Dark Souls being relatively quiet since the release of Dark Souls 3, that was the last Souls game for now. From Software has stated that, but now we get to revisit Dark Souls in the form of Dark Souls Remastered, which will of course be an improved version of the first Dark Souls title. If you're not completely sold on the game for whatever reason, From Software has announced that you'll be able to try out the game free during a network test that's going to be held ahead of the game's official launch. From Software's tweet states this, quote, we will be carrying out a network test for Dark Souls Remastered on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. That's kind of interesting. Please stay tuned for the schedule and details on how to take part. We hope to get as many people on board as possible. So who knows when this is going to take place? Probably sometime next month. You would imagine that they would want to hold this test 1 month prior to the game's release, but we should be getting more information on the Dark Souls Remastered network test in the coming weeks. So that is going to conclude this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below. What do you think about Days Gone getting delayed? Days Gone, while personally I'm very excited for because I'm familiar with Sony Ben's work, it didn't seem like it was one of the highly anticipated PlayStation 4 exclusives of 2018. Yes, gamers were looking forward to it, but not at the level of a God of War or a Spider-Man, so let us know if you're disappointed or if you've got enough games to keep you busy until 2019. That's probably the case. Make sure you check out the open beta for the free-to-play in Tera. It's a great MMORPG. Again, fast-paced action combat. The only downside, again, 45 gigabytes, so a pretty large download, but get on that as soon as possible as it is ending on March 11th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. And let us know if you're interested in checking out the Dark Souls Remastered network test and if it's a game that you're going to be picking up. Remember that it is a budget title at $40. I could definitely understand being cautious of buying the game if it was a full $60 $60, but at $40, it's for sure a more palatable price point. So sound off with your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.